what are the main topics expected to be discussed during this upcoming economic conference that will take place in Egypt?
Of course, the economy will be the main topics, but it will be the sub titles or sub subject, which is very important. We are talking about the new law, investment law, talking about all the problems, or they are talking now. I don't know whether they are going to be able to.
It's a unified investment law.
Yeah, one law.
And how will this affect the conference itself?
Look, everyone, it's easy to come and invest anywhere. If you have cash or you have money, you can go anywhere and put your money and invest second day. The problem is that, while you are getting, first of all, the problem to get, all the approvals. We are talking about one window. Still, this have been on the agenda for the last 20 years. Easy to say, hard to implement, but we hope
one
to
window?
See it.
It's like the one-stop shop?
Yeah, that's something like that. It's still very hard because there is a lot of ministers involved. That's one thing. The second thing is that there have been a lot of problems between some of the investors and the Egyptian government during the last few years. This has to be settled. Also, at the same time, the new law will clarify and highlight exit plans, because it's, as you have mentioned, it's to come very, very hard to
let it go.
Imagine you are going to invest in a country where it's much easier to divorce your wife than second an employee. That's very hard to understand, but by the end of the day, you have to deal with it. You have to change it. We have to understand that investors have other opportunity.
So do you think that all what you have mentioned now are going to be the responsibilities or the missions by the Investment Council? I mean, there is an Investment Council which, with the directives of President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, is to be formed before the summit in March. And I think he presided over a mini cabinet meeting, including Dr. Nagla al-Ahwani, the International Cooperation Minister, and also Ashraf Salman, the Minister of Investment, in addition, of course, to Prime Minister Engineer Ibrahim. So how do you see the coming tough mission or responsibility to be shouldered by this Investment Council?
Look, honestly, it's not easy.
Yeah.
But by the end of the day, investors when money talks, they start to listen. Egypt, it's a big market with about more than 90 million population. We have agreement with other countries opening the doors for Egyptian product, for a market about 1.3 billion people. So we have a lot of opportunity. Even if you are talking only about the market, the local market, it's more than enough. But by the end of the day, the return on investment in Egypt is the highest compared with a lot of other locations and other countries, and that's one of the main elements why we haven't seen a lot of big companies leaving the country or during the last 3 years or liquidating their business, because they know the market, they know the size, the percentage and the profits. I believe that within the next few years we'll see a lot of investment coming into Egypt. Now we are stable, but selling the idea, it takes time. It won't be easy. We'll have a lot of problems and a lot of questions will be raised during this summit. But honestly, that's a good occasion and a good opportunity for everyone to listen to the other party. For the investor to listen to our view as the Egyptian government, and for the Egyptian government to listen to their views and their problems and their worries and their concerns. Once you find a common ground, it will be much easier to promote Egypt and to proceed ahead. What we are looking to have $5 to $10 billion as investment on a yearly basis, that's not much at all for what we can offer in Egypt. So let's wait and see. We are on track now, which is the main element, and I believe that people see Egypt in a totally different way and appreciate now that Egypt is back. And a lot of people will come into, of course, to get share of the profit and of what we can, the outcome of their projects here. But at the same time, one of the main reasons they want to help Egypt overcoming this situation and becoming Egypt we are looking for. And that's why the summit even the future in Egypt or future of Egypt.
So do you think the upcoming parliamentary elections will have its impact on the success of the economic conference?
Definitely, because we heard a few comments from even our brothers in Dubai and Gulf talking about that they need before the summit to see the parliament in Israel finish or processing. And the main point is not mean they are trying to involve themselves in our domestic issues. No, because all the degrees, including mean this new law, will be signed by the president. And according to the constitution, all these laws has to be revised by the parliament. So people has to come here and know that mean what they see is what they are going to get after 1 year or whatever. And they want mean to parliament to be mean to this law to be signed and confirmed by the parliament before they come and invest money, because they are worried that maybe the president will issue a law and that will be modified or amended by the parliament. And that's why they need in the parliament this issue to be over before they start investing in Egypt. And I believe the timetable is very parallel to each other. The election will be in March.
This was my coming question, sir. Whenever we are talking about main issues, main events to take place in parallel, is it for the best interest of our people, or we have not learned the lesson yet? I mean, focus on many things in the very same time.
Look, we don't. You are 100% right. Jack of all trades, master of none when it comes to this idea. But at the same time, we don't have the luxury of time. We have to go ahead and be quick because the poor layer of the society cannot wait more than that. They accepted the rise of energy, petrol, the electricity without any problems on the ground, thanks God, and that's mean believing that they will have a reward or their returns or their share of what's happening in a very short while. So we don't have the luxury of time, and time is very pressing. And
this is what President El-Sisi said and says and I think will always say in every occasion, we do not have time. And because of this, we are starting many mega projects in the very same time, and saying in each occasion that this is how it should be. My question is, have we as people learned this lesson, or we are still having trouble to absorb the current period with all the busy schedule we have?
We are moving from a very or no activity at all to a mega project and a lot of activity, whether to be on the political scene or the economy. Of course, you need to, as they always say, stop, revive, and survive. We already stopped. Now we are always hoping that the society and the people start to revive so we can survive. I think we are in a period of reviving the people, the economy, the ideas, and get together, because by the end of the day, President Sisi is not going to implement or implement his vision on his own. He's one man. And nothing goes as one-man show. It's a teamwork. More we, less me. So that's what we hope the Egyptian people understand, and don't everyone can sit down in front of a TV or a TV cameras and start to criticize what's happening without doing his share. Let's work hand in hands and see what will be the outcome. We have a lot of potential. There is a lot of elements in our economy.
But a lot of homework should be done.
There is a lot of challenges, not only homeworks.
But what are your expectations for the economy, the status of the Egyptian economy in the near future?
Let's look. On the 25th of January 2011, there was no war. There was nothing distracted from our infrastructure or our roads. It was a change of just management, change of will and management. So all our elements still there. We need better management to be more optimistic, and people start to work and leave now the media and what's happening, and let's talk about what we are going to do, what we are going to do today and tomorrow. And now we see what's happening in the Suez Canal. We see a new mega project coming after this one. The North Coast, the
new city of Al-Alamein, new city of Rafah, Al-Ismailiyah, generation of millions of citizens across Egypt, as you said, you name it.
So it's a lot of things happening on the ground. My main worry is sometimes that you will be run out of labor. We don't have the manpower to cover all these projects at the same time. That's one of my main concerns personally. I believe with all these mega projects, you don't have the manpower to cover all of them at the same time.
You mean the trained, qualified ones?
The qualified ones.
And what about the funding?
Funding, you saw what's happened on in Suez Canal. There is a lot of way to get funding, either to be through the government, through private investors, through society could share, like what happened in Suez Canal. They already invested 64 billion pounds in 8 days. That's unheard of. From small to medium investors. Egypt is full of money, and that's the difference. I mean, people, when they make a decision and they want to see what's going on, they have to understand that the economy itself have a lot of potential and a lot of money, and it's more like a cash economy. And what we are seeing, figures, it's only mean, according to some experts, 1/3 of what's happening on the ground. So 2/3 of the